Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ecofeminism. Tonight we've got a very important guest. She's a young leader. She's a female leader in tech world, and she comes from Switzerland, but she's based in Brussels because she's the founder of a women's mentor association. Tonight we've got Nadia Hammouch. Let me introduce Nadia Hammouch. Thank you for coming to Eco-Criticism.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So Nadia Hammouch is the founder of Women Mentor Association and Creative Digital Agency. She is a social entrepreneur who lives to inspire and mentor women to create and disrupt the standards, but also work together to break the barriers keeping them from reaching their dreams. She is also a very active techpreneur. Nadia Hammouch, very happy to have you tonight in Ecofeminism because we are in Women's Month. So we're happy to have you, and we know you are very active, and you've got a lot of conferences in Brussels right now, especially in Women's Month. So I know that you are active in women empowerment. So who is Nadia Hammouch?
Well, Nadia Hammouch is a geek. To come first of it. It's like I always consider myself the typical version of geek because I love to play video games, and I spend my time coding all the time, building websites in different languages. So Nadia is a software developer at heart. But so I created Women Mentor Association, and then that gave me the leadership role. You know, building a business as a developer, you always think that I'll spend my time coding and then other people can run the business. And then you're like, no, it doesn't work that way. You actually have to run the business. And I barely code anymore, which is so sad. But with the Women Mentor Association, growing up, I always wanted to have a mentor that I could always look up to. And those were my parents. My parents were my mentor. I was adopted. So I'm originally from Kenya. And I was adopted and then grew up in Switzerland, and my parents were my inspiration. They would encourage me to go out and try new things. You know, I wanted to skateboard. They were like, go at it. It's not for boys. And then I spent my time playing Game Boys, and they didn't force me to play with Barbies. They could understand that this is what she wanted. And sadly, I lost them, and I had no mentor. I had no one to look up to, no one to encourage me, no one to tell me, go after your dreams, go do whatever it is you want out there in the world. And so this is why I created Women Mentor Association. I wanted young women, or any kind of women, to have someone who inspires them, someone who talks, simple talk can inspire someone's life, can change someone's life. And this is why, because I spent a lot of time talking to women, and I decided, no, let's build a platform, which I coded.
Absolutely. Very interesting idea and very promising, actually. Can you speak about, women leadership in the tech world? Because this is the title of our conversation, actually. Let me tell you that it is not really, something new that women are very smart and very professional in science and engineering, but we don't focus on women in the tech world. So we don't focus on these women who are smart, who are creative, who are doing a lot of things. And I think that there is a kind of discrimination in terms of women working in tech, in the tech world.
Absolutely. Like, to tell you just a simple short story, like the first coders were women in Germany. They're the coders, and then suddenly it turned into a guy's thing. So being a leader in tech, it's interesting because I go to a conference and the guy asks me, "Are you the assistant?"
Just like you're not the manager.
Yeah, absolutely, because I'm here for creative digital agency. I didn't bother to say, CEO of this or founder. I just said, I'm here for creative digital agency. And he's like, are you the assistant? Like, no. And I was like, I built that. It's my company. So I had to declare that I am the founder, because if I did not, to him, I'm just some assistant. And so it is hard, because you have to prove yourself.
Absolutely.
And I realized women have to always be in the know. When you talk to a client and he's a man, you have to be if he asks you a question, you cannot say, I'll get back to you. Because to him, he'll be like, but you're supposed to know everything. And he, in his mind, a guy would probably know that answer. So you have to always be 10 steps ahead. which is, it's not okay. I mean, it's not okay that we have to prove ourselves as developers or as tech entrepreneurs. If we say we can do something, it's because we can. I mean, if a man says I can build a platform, no one is going to question him twice. So yes,
definitely,
it is something that we need to draw more awareness to, and encourage more women to join technology. So that is my main goal. Yes.
Okay, so this is your main goal in Women Mentor Association. How can you encourage women to be engaged in the tech world and build companies and set up their own business in that field?
Basically, being in the tech world is very large because there's so many ways you can use technology, and say you are in the tech world. So, for example, with Women Mentor Association, we do a lot of workshops on build your blog. Basic blogging is being in the tech world. Being a professional blogger is being in the tech world. So so we encourage women to just we sit them down and we have them try out blogging. They write a post, and then they come the next month, they write something else until they feel more at ease to do it on their own. And then if they feel like, okay, so now I'm ready, I'm like, okay, how about we code your own blog now? You know, after using some platform, and they want to go into take this as a professional, something that they want to do to earn money. I'm like, okay, let's build you a unique website, and I teach them, and I help them maintain it, and then they slowly become.
Okay, so you help them creating their own websites, which is very. So very important because actually having a website necessitates a lot of money, and it is really important.
It's like it should be like if you're
very
an
expensive.
You need to be part of it. Has to be part of your business plan because you cannot have. Say you're a startup or a non-profit, and they're like, okay, can I go to your website? That's the first question they ask you. Okay. What is your website? Yes. So this is so I just give them the possibility of trying it out first by using a platform, and then once they feel comfortable, we move forward to build a blog, a unique, or code their website, whatever they want.
Okay. Yeah. And do you do a lot of networking sessions in your organization?
Yes, we do. Actually, we had one today. So today's event was moving forward to 2017. So the idea was to have lunch, so to meet the community.
Business lunch, actually.
It was more like a casual business lunch where I wanted to meet the women in my community because, amazingly, I have a really big community of women. 5,000 of my community are women. So it's very interesting. And I just wanted to meet them. So they came and we had lunch, and we talked about their entrepreneurial idea. We talked about the difficulties they're having finding a job, and my favorite was this girl. She has an interview on Thursday, and I told her when she's saying that the biggest challenge is when an employer asks you what is your weakness.
Absolutely.
And I told her, like, it's just something that came
just
out
like
of my
the
head.
trap in an interview.
And I told her, like, why don't you just turn this around, and instead of talking about your weakness, talk about your failures and how you got through them, and then tell him, this is my failure, but this is what I did, and this is who I am. Because failing is one of the biggest things that I love, because they show your true character of what you do after you do. So she was very intrigued by that, and she said she's going to use it. So I can't wait to hear what happens. So these are the types of events we do. We had lunch, we talked for 2-3 hours. It was very interesting. I met a lot of amazing women, connected with them, and yeah.
Okay, and what about the events that you find really interesting here in Brussels? Because you said that you came from Switzerland, you built your own organization. You are very active. We know that Brussels is really a hub of organizations, and it's really amazing to be in Brussels and to have this variety of organizations. But at the same time, it's really competitive.
Yes, it is.
Because as a young woman building this platform, I think that you have a lot of competition in that field. But how do you compete, and how do you feel? What is your feeling about Brussels?
I personally have a very different approach in this, where I feel like I don't compete. I want to work with people. I want to work with organizations. So I am all about, let's partner up, let's change this. Because if we consider this a competition, we're never gonna achieve the main goal. It's like this. We always be trying to be better than the other organization or do better. No, I'm more like, let's work together. So most of my partners are amazing people who just understand this concept. And until we understand this concept, it's not really gonna. I feel personally, we can't say we want to empower people, but we are feeling like, you know, this organization is taking more traction. We live in a world where there's so much to do. Everybody has his own place. I have my place, which is with the young women, empowering young future entrepreneurs to like seek mentors who have experience. So those organizations have women who have experience. So let's connect and let's work together to empower each generation to achieve what they're trying to achieve. So I personally, I'm talking for me. For the other ones, I don't know. I don't know how they see. So it's every meeting I'm going to, I'm just telling, I'm not competing with you. I want to work with you, because it'll be an honor to work with so many nonprofits who are trying to achieve something. And we are partnering up with so many people from Amsterdam. So we are
European.
Yes, we are getting our message. Yes, we are slowly we're showing people that there is a way to like work together, and we don't have to compete. We can co-organize events. We can do a conference together, and it doesn't have to be you take the fame. It's not about fame. I'm not in this for the fame. I'm in it because this means something to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Can you speak about the experiences that you went through actually and made you stronger? I mean, because you evoked failures, and this is a very important point in empowering people, is that telling people your failure is not really the end of the world.
Absolutely.
Your failure can be a starting point. You can
be a door to a new journey.
Yeah,
yes.
You can start from scratch. You can be successful.
Absolutely.
But this entrepreneurship, I mean, mentality and mindset. How can you teach that to people? Is it coming from your own experience, or is it coming from from an innate thing in you?
I mean, I always use my personal story because I feel that people should understand
storytelling.
I feel like storytelling is one of the biggest tools
Sure.
that connects you to human beings, connects us together. Because if I tell you a story that moves you, you're gonna do something about it. You're gonna it might inspire you to try to create a company. So this is something amazing
Definitely.
I have no degree, which I'm very open about it. I didn't finish school.
Yeah, thank you for sharing this experience with us, because I really think that it's really important when you speak about your experience. You are very young. Let's remind our viewers, TV viewers and followers, that you are only 23.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's only 23.
Wow. If you want me to show your ID, I can.
Yeah, and she's only 23. She has launched her association, and she went in high speakers panels with UN ambassadors and all that stuff. So how can you empower people by your own story? Is that telling the truth? I like the word telling the truth.
Yeah.
I had a conversation, earlier with a friend about, because we saw that Mark Zuckerberg had a Harvard degree, and the one who left Harvard and then Harvard comes to him. Okay. So it's just like Steve Jobs, just like Jack Ma, just like these inspiring young people and these inspiring entrepreneurs. So degrees are very important. I'm the one who defends education.
Absolutely.
I like education, but it's also important to believe in yourself and to believe that you can achieve your dreams even though you don't have a degree.
I mean, I believe that degrees are important. Like, if I could go back, I would go back to secondary school and finish my secondary class. Because
thank you for this.
It's more like I miss certain aspects that I realize I have to practice more.
Yeah, so please, young people, go to school. Thank you.
Just until you finish secondary school. After that, you can decide.
After that, you can decide, absolutely.
But it's true. Like, I believe that till secondary school, you should go to school. But after that, I think we're coming into a generation where we have a choice. You know, back in the day, it was one way and that's it. You cannot say you're self-taught. You cannot say I'm learning something online. It was go to school to get education and then get a job. And then now we have a possibility of, even though we didn't have the possibility of going to school, or we made the choice because we felt like we were the doers, we wanted to be in the action, do something right now, which is our generation. We're not very patient. It's like in French, génération tout de suite. A friend of mine told me that.
That's it, tout de suite. Ouais.
And even though, we have a possibility of going to Udemy, or edX, where they give you free training, free courses. So this is how I built myself, where when I realized
but there is also lifetime learning.
Yes, there is experience.
Lifetime learning, and we already know that we have always to, to improve our skills.
Absolutely.
Because the skills are not really something eternal.
Absolutely.
We need to improve them.
I mean, I feel like for me, even though I never got that education, my life skills, which some people find inspiring, which for the fact that I lived on the streets, and people look at me now and they're like, I don't understand. But I'm like, yeah, I did. But I still managed to build myself, start somewhere where I could be the way I am, speak the way I am. So I had to practice, because I barely spoke right. And I had to practice, and so you have life skills, but you also have formal education. We need to teach people, yes, we need to teach the basics of communications and logic.
Sure.
That's the thing that they need. And after that, they make a choice to go and be doctors, because I would want my doctor to have a degree. That's what I say.
Yeah, absolutely. Your lawyer, your doctor.
That is a choice. There is no choice in that.
Your teacher as well.
So, but things like tech, for example, I'm a self-taught developer. I learned to code on my own. I spent hours and hours on Code Academy, reading people's code just to understand it. And when I felt like, okay, this is a career choice that I want to make, I went to a bootcamp called Ilium. And with Ilium, they taught you the logic behind it. Because I saw when I was learning that I didn't have that logic. And that logic they teach you at school. Where there were some people, you read the code and he gets it. He can do anything and he gets it. And some people take time.
Sure.
So it's that. So I went to Ilium and they gave me that logic, and then I launched my creative digital agency, and now I'm a full-on developer, and it's fun. So there is for tech, you don't need a degree, but you need to practice. You need to prove yourself. You need to practice on a daily basis to learn new skills. Always be better than someone who has a degree, because he's more probably to get hired than you. Because people, when you tell them I'm self-taught, they're like, yeah, I'm not sure I want to risk that. So you have to give yourself value.
Sure.
So sorry, so what were we talking about again?
Yeah, we were talking about the experiences that you went through, and you have already evoked the experience of being homeless, which is a very tough and hard experience for a young girl.
Absolutely.
And the experience of losing your parents. I'm sorry to speak about that, because I know that is very tough for you, but this is what made you
me who I am.
The person you are today, and the person who is independent and self-reliant and self-made woman, if I may say.
Yes, true. But I always want to inspire people, because I feel like you don't need to suffer to be someone empowering. You don't need to suffer, because people tell me that maybe your experience made you who you are. I'm like, many privileged people still succeed.
Yeah.
So you don't need to suffer. You don't need to go through something painful or something life-changing to be able to achieve your dreams. In my case, yes, I did. And it kind of was my fuel for a while, was my drive, made me work 14 hours a day, made me code all night, code all day, and you just forget to leave.
Okay.
I try to tell people that yes, my experience made me who I am, but if you feel privileged, if you feel like my life is good, but you're still worthy to go and chase your dream. It's not because your life is good that you should not feel the need to get empowered.
And you need to be grateful also for what you have.
Yes, because today I walk all the time from De Brucker, and we are getting this awareness on homeless people.
Yeah.
And in my time, which was not very long ago, people were not conscious of this. People would not look at you and say, she's homeless. But now we walk anywhere, we turn left and right, we see people building homes on the streets. And I'm like, why are we not? Because it's in our face. We cannot say we did not see. We cannot say that maybe she's not. So why? I don't understand why we're not doing something about this. So it's very, so sorry.
Yeah. So this is what you, I mean, you were organizing charity events and...
Yes,
and,
so we are planning to organize a charity event where we ask for simple donations such as clothes.
Okay.
And we walk through the Bruxelles, just helping anyone we can see that's on the streets by giving them a simple jacket or socks or shoes, just like to do something about this. That's not the solution. The solution is not to give them clothes. The solution is to take them off the streets and help them.
Okay.
But yeah,
at least you try to
this
help.
is driving awareness, and people should start seeing that this is happening. Like, this is real. It's in our country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. You spoke about, what is happening nowadays in the world, and how you were sensitive about it, and how you want to change things as a young person and as a young woman. So what are the things that really really need to be improved right now as a young leader? What can you improve in that world?
I personally think the first thing is we should reconnect with our humanity.
Okay.
For me personally is, like when I was reading this favorite quote, like, we don't do business with businesses, we do business with people.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I think we're living in a world where people are just so focused on money and like the growth, and they don't see the potential of the in-betweens, where, for example, so as I was starting up, I needed a place to organize my events. As a non-profit, we were all about workshops. And I went through a few people and they're like, yeah, but you have to pay us. But I'm like, we're a non-profit and we're not even making any money to be able to pay you. So what I did is I went to a co-working that I was where I did my boot camp. We were doing it in a co-working space called Smart Work. And so I went to the founder, who is my mentor, Tariq, and I told him, so I have a skill, which is building websites. I can build a website for you, maintain one, and in exchange, I really need a place where I can work and do my workshops. And that is what I'm talking about. He accepted because he understands the value of, we do business, service to service, where I have something that you need and you could use, and you give me back something. It doesn't have to be money. Same thing with people. Like, what is it going to cost you to talk to a woman and give her a simple advice? She's looking to start a business. Take 5 minutes of your time and just give her that advice that you maybe didn't get, that could have made a difference in your career if you got it. Help people. Like, I believe in helping people. Okay. And so this is the first thing I would change. Like, actually, it's okay to be kind.
Yeah. So this is what it doesn't hurt to be kind. Just
kind. Amazing book.
It's amazing book by Amisha Sedi. I just like to say hi to Amisha if she's following us, and she was one of my best guests and my best interviews ever.
Yeah. It's very inspiring.
Very, very inspiring lady.
Yeah, so that was the first thing. And then the second thing is to give people possibilities, because I believe in second chances. Like, if I had to build my own second chance.
Okay.
I'm not saying that we should go and hand them out, but we should kind of like put the first step and then let that person like build the steps as it goes up.
Definitely.
So we see someone who has potential. Well, maybe give him an internship. Maybe give a woman, like I was thinking about, like with a creative digital agency, we give the possibilities of a woman to come and see me work, build a WordPress site, and she can decide if this is for her or not.
Okay.
That actually removes the entire process of asking, is this for me? Is this for me? No, you actually hands-on work on it and see if it's for you. If it's not, well, it's not. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So these are things that you want to improve in humanity, but as in our TV program, the main focus is women and, of course, humanity and ecology and the environment. What would you do as a human being, as a young lady empowering women, and as a young lady setting a business, an organization, a social entrepreneur in tech? Can you help the planet to feel better?
There is so many possibilities. Like, we can build so many applications.
Okay,
that, you know,
that's
like,
great.
So
Building applications.
Absolutely, building applications for. So the idea. I mean, I remember this young entrepreneur wanted to build like application that. So basically, promoting growing your own vegetables. Instead of like consuming the industrials from shoppings, actually he was thinking about making the community grow their own vegetables and then sell it around the neighborhood. So this way we can actually like, you know, consume something that's bio, sell homemade and
fresh.
And
yes.
I always wonder what I don't know what he did with this application, but I'm saying that if we influence more women to join technology, they can build the next app that's going to maybe help save the planet. Not save it, but help.
Fight against climate change.
Food wastage. You know, there was this Indian girl who we were at the boot camp together, and she wanted to kind of like help feed the hungry by not throwing away food. So basically, all the restaurants could like reunite in this app and say, okay, so we have food here, come eat, so that we don't throw it away.
Yeah.
So all these things are part of like saving the planet, because the planet is we are consuming more than the planet is making.
Sure.
So why not start saving up a bit? You know, save food instead of throwing away. Think twice. Look at someone who's hungry, go feed them. Or give it to them instead of throwing it away.
Okay, so the applications and the tech
applications built by women, but also men.
But also men,
just
absolutely.
Get more people involved in this, yes. Yeah, so using technology to save the planet. I like that.
Yeah, I like that too. So, so this is why you're here. So just to give us some hints about.
Like I want to
about using applications in ecology and
to help advance science, to help advance technology, to IT itself, and just do your part. And if we give this young generation, especially with these fluxes of immigrants coming into the world, I'm like, how can we integrate migrants?
It's
by giving them refugees, by giving them a skill that no one has, which is
absolutely IT.
And with these IT skills, they can build jobs. They can build the next app. We don't know. Like the kids who are there, they might be the next Bill Gates. No one
Definitely,
knows.
Or the next Steve Jobs.
Absolutely, and no one knows. So we need to start really focusing on this. Like, my main focus next is absolutely like this refugee problem that we have that we seem to have forgotten. One moment is in our faces, morning and evening, and then we wake up one day and then it's Donald Trump. It's like,
Yeah, as you said, it's humanity and feeling compassion and feeling, brotherhood and having respect and tolerance for people. No matter what their religion, their origin, their ethnicity, or
we are all human beings.
Yes, or their political orientation or sexual orientation is.
It doesn't matter. To me, my logic response is: if you see someone suffering, you have to do something. You just don't stand aside. That's not the way the world works. And to me, this is what I feel like people are walking nowadays with their eyes closed. And I'm like, we're just focusing on one thing, which is empowering women, which is great. But what about the other women that people seem to not talk about?
Are fragile, yes, sure.
Talk about the women who are fragile.
Yes, especially in that month. I mean, Women's Month is very important because some people say, okay, women are empowered. In some areas of the world, women are empowered. Yeah. We don't have gender equality 100%. Yeah. We still have to fight for gender equality. But also, as you said, we have to think about women in certain conflict areas, in fragile areas, in a very fragile situation, who need help. Absolutely.
We cannot say we are all empowered because, again, one woman's shackle, it doesn't matter of which corner of the world she is, it's every woman's shackle. We cannot speak that, I'm very empowered, I'm a woman in business. We look to the other world and they barely can get education, which again I promote education like till a certain point, or they can't get a bank loan to build their business. So we are not empowered yet, and we have so much work to do.
Absolutely.
And my favorite quote is like, I think it's we are we are never empowered until every woman is empowered.
Absolutely. Yes.
Like I think there's how many percentage of women are there in the world? billions. Like we're many.
Yeah.
We're so many. So much work to do. So much work to do.
So much work to do. So I just want to conclude with before going to the conclusion and before giving your own quotation and your own piece of wisdom, I call that in ecofeminism. I'd like to go back to the idea, as you said, that we need ambassadors in the world who are really, people who went through different and tough experiences, ambassadors of women's rights, a woman who went through difficult experiences, having Malala, for instance, for education, having these people who, who challenged the status quo and who fought for equality. And broke the barriers and fought for equality, for justice, for freedom. So I think that you have a comment on that. How do you feel about certain women, famous women especially, presenting and speaking on behalf of other women?
It's great because it brings limelight, it brings spotlights to to that particular.
If you are an actress or if you are
like the
famous,
the UN, like Anna Hathaway, Angelina Jolie, it's great. They're famous and they're doing something great.
Yeah, they are very
what we need to understand,
human.
There's so many amazing women out there.
Sure.
That's the thing. There's so
we
many.
need to put the spotlight on these
reality.
women.
Like I am more of a, I want reality. I want someone who has gone through something, broke the barrier, and can actually feel emotionally. We cannot compare emotional, but we can say she knows what she's talking about. We're talking about women in technology. Well, we need someone who is in it, doing it, or studying it.
Sure.
Women empowerment. I say that like we need to talk about the gender issue, like women who face it on a daily basis.
Or for instance, the Yazidi girl who escaped from the terrorists. So it's also a very a very authentic experience.
We need authentication. We need raw material. No something sugar coated with pretty on top, the superstar. No, we need to teach our kids, and we need to show our generation that even though you're not a celebrity, you are still amazing. Because I feel like
absolutely.
When I want to grow up, I want to be the UN ambassador.
Yeah, why not?
But why not?
I mean, why not?
Like, I want Harvard to come to me and tell me that
you don't need to be Rihanna or Angelina Jolie.
People, they are, but
they are amazing. Absolutely,
but we live in a world where it's reality, and reality is there are way better people than them who can represent the real situation. And that's what we need to see. We need to see authentic. Like, we live in a world where everything is photoshopped. Everything is kind of like made to look pretty because that's the way it should, because we are too afraid to actually speak reality and show the truth about what's happening. And so that is my point of view on that.
As Keats says, truth is beauty and beauty is truth. So truth
you would
is
change
really
the
beauty.
world if you just say, if you speak what is real. And even if it's horrible and it's painful, it is the reality.
It is the reality.
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to have a piece of wisdom by Nadia Hammouch to end up this beautiful conversation on ecofeminism.
It was amazing, absolutely.
It was really amazing.
Yes.
My pleasure.
So my truth of wisdom would be my advice to young women trying to make it in this world.
Young people also.
Young people. Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Go after your dreams.
Thank you.
Find people who inspire you and go after them, because waiting does not get you anywhere. If you feel like you want to be in tech, go. Teach yourself to code or go to university, but do something. See, this way we don't say you didn't do anything to make it happen.
Okay.
Yep.
So your advice is not to wait.
Not to wait. And look for mentors. Mentors are the biggest. Like the biggest spice in my life is I have 5 mentors.
Wow.
From 0 mentors to 5 who inspire me and help me in my business, in my tech, in everything. And they have experience. And then their experience kind of like makes me, how can I say, there's some failures you can avoid.
Absolutely.
And there's some failures you should do. because you will learn.
Yeah.
So yes, so find a mentor who inspires you. Find people who inspire you, and then go after your dream. Make it happen.
Thank you. So I think that you are one of the most inspiring young ladies here in Brussels. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm really happy and honored to have you.
You inspire me, by the way, so that you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It is an honor
My
and
pleasure.
a pleasure.
My pleasure.
I wake up sometimes and I ask myself that I can't believe this is happening. So yeah, so thank you. Really.
You're welcome. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for following us. Nadia Hammouch, thank you for coming to Ecofeminism. Yes. We give you an appointment next week with another guest. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.